Okay, let's unpack this. We're taking a deep dive into a system for super high-efficiency vocabulary learning. And get this, it's all supposed to be achievable in just 5 minutes a day.
Which sounds impossible, right?
It does. The whole philosophy seems to be about this shift, you know? It's not about how many hours you cram in, but about frequency and association.
That's it, exactly.
And I mean, 5 minutes, that feels almost uselessly short.
Well, that's the genius of it. The 5-minute limit is a feature, not a bug. It's a psychological hack.
A hack. How so?
It basically eliminates that friction that you have to study feeling. The commitment is so ridiculously small, it's almost impossible to procrastinate.
That makes so much sense. So, okay, if 5 minutes is the time, what are the actual actions? The sources point to 3 scientific pillars. The first one is chunking.
Chunking is fundamental. Our brains just don't like isolated bits of data. They need connections.
So don't just memorize the word decision.
Exactly. You memorize the whole block. Make a decision. It's a functional unit.
Right. So you're training for output from the very beginning. You're not just learning a word, you're learning how to use it.
Which means faster retrieval when you're actually trying to speak. It boosts your fluency because you're pulling a whole phrase off the shelf.
Okay, that leads right into the second pillar, which sounds like the most critical one. The spaced repetition system, SRS.
This is all based on the forgetting curve. We know that the steepest memory loss happens in the first 24 hours.
So the goal isn't just to review, it's to review at the perfect moment.
At the exact moment your memory is about to fail. That's the sweet spot.
So the sources recommend these really specific times, 20 minutes, 24 hours, 1 week, and then 1 month. Why that rhythm? Why not just review every day?
Because memory consolidation happens in stages. The 20-minute review keeps it fresh, but that 24-hour mark, that's crucial.
Why?
That's when the memory starts moving from short-term to long-term storage in the brain. The later reviews, a week and a month, just solidify that transfer.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me, the third pillar. Visual and sensory association.
Yeah, this is a powerful one.
The idea is to completely skip translation. So when you see the word fragile, you don't think of the translation, you see an image?
You see the little cracked glass icon on a package. Maybe you even hear the sound of glass shattering.
Ah, so you're locking it in with the sensory hook.
Exactly. It makes translation totally unnecessary. So now we have to connect all that to the actual 5-minute daily routine.
Wait, walk me through that. 4 steps in 5 minutes still sounds incredibly tight. How is that structured?
It's like clockwork. Step 1, select targets, 1 minute. Just pick 3 to 5 useful words from something you read or watched that day.
Okay, 1 minute. Got it.
Step 2, research usage. 2 minutes. Find its collocation, that's your chunking, and 1 example sentence that actually matters to your life.
Right. Make it personal. Then what?
Then you get sensory. Step 3, recite aloud. 1 minute. Close your eyes, visualize the scene from your sentence, and say it out loud 5 times.
Building muscle memory.
For sure. And finally, step 4, schedule. The last minute, you just plug it into an SRS tool so the reviews happen automatically.
So let's talk tools, because that can be overwhelming. Which apps support which pillars?
The key is to focus, right? Just 1 or 2, use deeply. For pure spaced repetition, you've got Anki, which is super customizable, or Quizlet for simpler set-based learning.
Okay. And for the sensory part and the actual speaking practice?
For that, you could use something like VoiceTube, which has subtitles and speaking challenges, or ELSA Speak, which uses AI to correct your pronunciation and tone.
And just for building the daily habit?
Yeah. For frequency, apps like Cake or Duolingo are great. They keep it light and game-like.
So when you tie it all together, the big takeaway is?
English learning is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to focus on frequency over sheer volume. Consistency is everything.
Right. And that leaves us with a provocative thought for you to chew on. The standard SRS review is set at 20 minutes, 24 hours, a week, and a month. But how might you change that schedule if you were learning, say, really abstract technical terms versus simple travel phrases? Think about how the difficulty of the word might change the exact moment your memory starts to fail.